Welcome to the 2020 Steamboat Pilot and Today Hot Air Balloon Rodeo. I'm Bryce Martin, Digital Engagement Editor with the Steamboat Pilot and Today. We've had a bit of fog this morning. We were originally scheduled to launch the first wave of balloons around 7 a.m. this morning, and weather wasn't quite participating, but they have launched the first balloon, as you can see through the fog, and they're going to relay down to our balloon meister, that is Doug Lenberg, if other balloons can launch this morning. They're kind of disappearing through the fog a little. So hopefully we'll get started here soon, if weather permits. You can see all the balloons have arrived, at least the first wave. People are just kind of hanging around, waiting for the word to launch. Morning. So here we have Doug Lenberg, our balloon meister for this year. Doug, can you tell me a little bit about the conditions and what the plan is right now?
Well, the conditions are a little bit unusual this morning because we had an air inversion with the cold last night and the wet. So we have some low-lying fog. It's clear above, and we had to have such a certain amount of distance before we could launch an aircraft to get up into the sky to take a look at it. So we have a couple of balloons going up right now. And as soon as it burns off, a lot more of the pilots are going to go up. But they have to be very careful, and it will burn off. So it's looking really good.
Is there a time frame when it's impossible for them to go up?
The time frame is actually based on temperature. If it becomes too warm, then the balloons can't fly. But the way it's going right now, we're going to still only be about 65 to 70 degrees, so they could fly. If the winds are low enough and the temperature's low enough, they can fly till probably 10 o'clock.
So how do you think it went yesterday? How many balloons did we have? And tell us a little bit about yesterday's first day of the rodeo.
Bryce, yesterday was incredible because we got to see the rubber duck from Wisconsin floating in the lake. That was so cool. And in the Yampa River, we had about 24, 25 balloons, I think, got up. Everybody got up to fly yesterday. And they were all doing a splash and dash in the Yampa River. They were stopping and visiting with folks as they were flying by their balconies of their hotels. Everything went wonderful yesterday, and it was awesome to have Steamboat bringing us here. And believe me, if Vector Bank hadn't stuck with us in the Steamboat Pilot and Today, we wouldn't have been able to do this, and we really, really, really appreciate that.
And how many years have you been balloon meister for the Steamboat Balloon Rodeo?
This is only my second year as balloon meister here. But I balloon meister a number of other balloon rallies, 20 years in Durango at the Snowdown Balloon Rally. And I've been ballooning for over 30 years as a commercial balloon pilot.
And what's special about Steamboat Springs?
I'm sorry?
What's special about Steamboat Springs in your opinion?
Well, first time I flew here back in 2002, I just fell in love with this valley. And the fact that you could fly and just take so many different people and drop in anywhere in town, and everybody was very welcoming. It was just a beautiful community to be in. I love it.
All right, well, we'll let you get back to it. Thanks so much, Doug. Hopefully we'll see some more balloons up here shortly.
Yeah, thank you, Bryce, and I hope we do too.
Yeah, take care. So if you're just joining us, right now we're having a bit of fog here at the Bald Eagle Lake launch site. Again, unfortunately, because of COVID-19, there is no public allowed. All the people you see here are either staff with the Pilot and Today, volunteers, balloon pilots, balloon crew. So no public is admitted. That's why we are bringing you this special live stream. And people around town have found sites to gather, 10 people or less, of course, because of local regulations, because of COVID-19. And hopefully they're not waiting too long to see more balloons launch. So right now we have the second balloon inflating, and it takes roughly 15 to 20 minutes from being rolled out till it launches. So right now, while we're waiting for more balloons, the Steamboat pilot in today would like to thank...
Hey pilots, I just got off the phone off the radio with Tim. He said it's breaking up all over the valley, and it's looking really good up there. Visibility is excellent, and it's nice and steerable weather. So anyone who wishes to go cold, go cold. You want to take off after you're cold? You've got people, go for it.
All right, you just heard it from our balloon meister, Doug. They are giving the go for...
You can start getting your aircraft staged next to the ones that are going cold if you wish.
They are giving the go for the first wave to launch and the second wave to get ready. The visibility, while there is fog on the ground, the visibility up above is incredibly clear, and we have launched one balloon so far. So as I was saying, while we're still waiting, Steamboat Pilot in today would like to thank our presenting sponsor, Vectra Bank, Colorado, here in Steamboat Springs. And our supporting sponsors include Feral Gas. All of the balloons here today are fueled by Feral Gas. A big thank you to Tony Weiss and his team working here all weekend. If you're not familiar with our balloon rodeo, we do it 2 days in the summer. Friday we have a pilot's dinner, and that's not open to the public. This year is very different. We usually have thousands and thousands of people here on the privately owned Bald Eagle Lake. Unfortunately, we can't have any members of the public because of COVID-19, but we're so happy, especially because of Vectra Bank sticking with us. We didn't have to cancel, and we're allowed to launch these wonderful, colorful balloons and keep the event going. We usually hold it about mid-July. Now it's been moved to the last weekend in August. But we're still going, and they're going up quick right now. They've been eagerly waiting here since about 6:30 a.m., even earlier. So they are going fast. I did speak with that balloon meister earlier, and he did say that some of the balloons, because usually you have a cutoff about 9 to 9:30 because of temperature, some balloons, because of the delay this morning, might go a little longer till about 10. So people around town and the live stream, you can continue to see balloons. So we're almost ready to go with the second one. I'd like to also thank our other supporting sponsors, including Golden Leaf, Native Excavating, Resort Group, which includes Simply Steamboat, Mountain Resorts, and Pioneer Ridge, Vacasa, Holiday Inn, Rabbit Ears Motel, Solar Flare Glasswork and Design, Debbie Aragon and State Farm Insurance, Steamboat Motors, Arctic Liquors, Steamboat Restaurant Group, Interstate Batteries, Yampa River Botanic Park, and Steamboat Meat and Seafood. So a big thank you to our volunteers as well. We are so appreciative to all our volunteers offering up some of their time, including some who came here from out of state just to attend the Hot Air Balloon Festival. Our launch site, and it has been for the last couple years, is Bald Eagle Lake, owned by Ed and June MacArthur. and native excavating support in helping prepare the event site, including mowing and leveling that had to be done. And Kurt Weiss and D-Bar Case Storage for allowing access to emergency vehicles and balloon chase vehicles. So we have a second balloon in the air now. This is from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Time Flies is the name of the balloon. It is piloted by Tristan McLean. Tristan learned to fly in Durango, and he said one of his goals was to see the topography of the Southwest from the air. Welcome, Tristan, to Steamboat. So this is our main launch site, but you'll see in the background we have a secondary launch site where the balloons seem to just inflate and pop out over the trees. Right here from Safford, Arizona, we have the floating oasis. That's oasis. Nice pun there. Greg Lindsay is the pilot. Greg Lindsay is custom artwork balloon that represents his passion for life in Arizona. He has more than 600 hours in the air. He is married to Susan Lindsay, who is flying the Just Ducky balloon today. We don't quite see that one yet. A lot of work goes into launching these, from rollout to inflation, but once you're in the air, it's all worth it.
The three of the red, black, and yellow one are all brothers. So 6 brothers and a sister.
So we have another balloon here that's almost ready to go, the Twist of Fate. It is the crew and pilot. There are 6 brothers and 1 sister out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, going ahead to launch this balloon. The pilot today is Stephen Koffick. One of Stephen's most treasured balloon memories was flying a balloon in Kenya over a large herd of zebras and wildebeests. Unfortunately, we're not going to see any of those here today, but he's still going to enjoy his ride. Welcome, Stephen. have to say that flame feels pretty nice on this cool morning here on Bald Eagle Lake. Oh, and over here we have the very popular rubber ducky.
Let me know when you want to talk to Adam or if he's ready whenever you are. You could do that.
Morning. So here we have Adam
Wilson.
Wilson, and you're president of Vector Bank?
Yeah, I'm Adam Wilson. I'm the president of Vector Bank here in Steamboat. Just wanted to thank the pilot for making this all happen this year, along with all of the pilots of the balloon and their crew. I was fortunate enough to get to take a ride yesterday, and it was really amazing.
Which one did you ride?
I rode on Victory. Victory, the one right here. And it was really neat, but just to see the teamwork between the people that are actually in the balloon and then the ground crew that's following the balloon to make sure we have a safe landing was really neat. So we're just happy to be able to sponsor the event this year and be able to make sure that the community still had this. With so many things getting canceled this year, we really found I think the pilot did a wonderful job of finding a safe way to make this still come to life in 2020.
And is this the first year you've sponsored the balloon rodeo?
Yes, this is our first year.
What made you want to sponsor it this year?
We chose to be a sponsor way back in the beginning of 2020, it's probably January. And reason being, we wanted to help support an event that's so important to Steamboat and to Colorado and the balloon flying community.
Yeah. Well, we definitely thank you so much for sticking with us and bringing these balloons out. I mean, it's such a spectacular morning, and it's a really a great event for Steamboat. So thank you so much to Vector Bank, our presenting sponsor for 2020. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. So we have Rubber Ducky launching now. Rubber Ducky is out of Waupaca, Wisconsin. Hopefully I pronounced that right. The pilot is Robert O'Brien. Robert began flying in 2008 after retiring from the U.S. Air Force. Welcome, Robert and Rubber Ducky, always a popular draw. So the pink one in the back here that just launched, going quite quick. Another from Albuquerque, New Mexico. That balloon is called the Nerfer. So you could see quite a few balloons. We had a rocky morning this morning because of the weather. And now we have several balloons in the air here at Bald Eagle Lake. So for those of you who could, since we couldn't have public at the launch site, we are selling merchandise still again this year. So this year we have our new Balloon Rodeo logo, a lightweight jacket, cotton t-shirts, and an insulated mug. You can order straight to your door by visiting hotairballoonrodeo.com. We have a variety of sizes and styles for you to purchase. Just head over to hotairballoonrodeo.com. So here we have, you'll notice that while most of the hot air balloons are the traditional shape, this one's slimmer and taller. That is for increased speed. And this is one of the ones that goes the highest in the air. And you can see the fog is almost completely cleared. You can see our beautiful mountains, the resort, and of course the colorful balloons from all over town. So we have another balloon unloading here. That bag actually contains the balloon, is extraordinarily heavy. It takes several people to lift it. And you can see the cart here. Of course, I probably should have been well versed on the actual terms for these. And there they go.
Well, we rolled up Interstate 44 like a rocket sled on rails. We tore up all of our swindle sheets and left them sitting on scales. By the time we hit that shy town, them bears was getting smart. They brought up some reinforcements from the Illinois National Guard. There's armored cars, tanks, jeeps, and rigs of every size. Yeah, them chicken coops was full of bears, and choppers filled the skies. Well, we shot the line, we went for broke, with 1,000 screaming trucks, and 11 long-haired friends of Jesus in a chartreuse microbus.
Got a rubber duck just southwest of Hurry up, 10-4 southwestern. That microbus is behind that suicide jockey. Yeah, he's hauling dynamite. He needs all the help he can get.
Well, we laid a strip for the Jersey Shore, prepared to cross the line. I could see the bridge was lined.
So you can see this balloon in the middle that's kind of slim and taller than a traditional balloon. Its name is Unchained. It is out of Las Vegas, and it's piloted by Jonathan Wright. So he's a two-time member of Team USA in the, if you can believe, the World Hot Air Balloon Championships. The longest flight for the balloon was 8 hours and went 200 miles. Its highest flight, it's reached 15,000 feet, at a top speed of 78 miles an hour. So right here we have the Foxtrot balloon. They are out of Houston, Texas, and the pilot will be Deborah Rice. Deborah Rice said her best memories of flying balloons always involved children. Rice served as a speech-language pathologist for a deaf education program in Conroe, Texas. She put up her balloon on the playground of the elementary where the program was, and just the look of joy on the kids' and teachers' face was priceless, she said. Here in the background, it took a while, but they're finally up from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. The balloon Airtight, and that is piloted by Chris Liberty. So if you're just joining us, welcome to the 2020 Steamboat Pilot in Today Hot Air Balloon Rodeo. We had quite a bit of a delay this morning due to fog. The fog has now cleared, and about 20 to 30 minutes ago, all the balloons in the first wave and now the second wave have launched. So it's our second and final day of the balloon rodeo. We're just thrilled that we could do it at all because of COVID-19. Public is not allowed at the launch site, unfortunately, this year. But they are able to be seen all over town. So yesterday, if you tuned in or happened to see them from spots around town, you'll notice that they were more heading in a westerly direction towards town. Today, the winds have kind of taken them east a little bit towards in the direction of Rabbit Ears and kind of southeast. And we have a balloon, probably the farthest west, is Time Flies. You can see a little blip out there. That, of course, is the president of Vector Bank, our presenting sponsor, helping make it possible this year. We're very thankful for Vector Bank. So a lot of the cars you see out here, this is quite interesting. So when the balloons aren't 100% sure where they're gonna land, and they have to bring, in addition, obviously, bringing the actual balloons here, they have a separate vehicle that's called a chaser car. And it'll chase them all over town to find them and pick them up. Sometimes they don't always go exactly where they want to, so there's a little logistical experience necessary. Oh, and we have some of the chaser vehicles already heading out. So the launch area, while it's super bustling in the morning, it clears out pretty quickly when all the chaser cars go. And the balloons don't always return here to the launch site. A lot of them decide to land along the Yampa River. It looks like a lot of them are gonna land to our east. And so they all have radios, and they radio to the chaser cars to come pick them up. Oh. So if you missed any of the live stream, we have yesterday's archived on our website. Just visit steamboatpilot.com/balloon rodeo. You'll be able to see our multiple feeds we had here from the launch site. One of our staff members took a ride in the balloon, in one of the balloons, and got some cool footage. And we also had our sports editor, Shelby Reardon, doing Instagram videos. So also make sure to check out our Instagram page at Steamboat Pilot. And all of those videos are posted on in one place on our website. And this will also be on our website later today. So we tried our best to get as many videos from as many vantage points around town. Hopefully it's not the same as being here by any means, but I think it's the next best thing, and it's what we could do to still bring it to you this year. So we have yet another balloon. The balloon meister, Doug, said we have about 25 balloons here today. Pilots were all given an option if they wanted to launch because it was delayed so long, and most of them decided to launch. So we're thankful for that. You can see several balloons almost dotting the horizon here. A majority of them did blow southeast of our launch site. And I just want to thank you so much for tuning in and watching our live streams. We really wanted to do the best job we could with limited resources because of COVID. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. We'll try to stick with you as long as we can from the launch site here. And almost all the balloons we have 3 waves that go out just to make sure they're kind of spaced out. And just some of the final balloons are launching. It doesn't look like we have Smokey Bear, which is one of the most popular. A fun fact, it's actually Smokey Bear, not Smokey the Bear. I know I was raised thinking it was Smokey the Bear. You might find that interesting. I did. So this one is this one is actually out of Colorado Springs, called Dark Sunrise. Don Doherty is the pilot. He started ballooning at the age of 8, if you can imagine that. His fondest memory is flying a balloon in Vermont and proposing while he was piloting to his wife, Jen. Welcome, Don. Oh. So it looks like this is one of the last to go up from the launch site. And again, just wanting to thank you all for watching. It's been such a spectacular couple days here in Steamboat. We wish you could have been here in person to watch. Again, we tried our best. This is the next best thing. And we hope you enjoyed. So we have about one more balloon here left to go. Then we'll be wrapping up our live feed for this year. You can see some of the balloons have touched down toward closer to the mountain. And we have others in the air. Unfortunately, so what happens is that they can't stay in the air too long. It all has to do with temperature of the air. And if it gets too hot, they have to come down. Oh, I've just been told Smokey Bear is here. It'll be the last balloon to go up. They just showed up. You can see quite a crew. This is quite a large balloon. So the Smokey Bear balloon is piloted by Peg Bilson out of Albuquerque. A lot of balloons are out of Albuquerque. It's a big hot air ballooning community there. And Peg said that she just loves to see the joy on children's faces when they see the wonderful and knowing eyes of Smokey Bear. Huh. Interesting fact from Deborah. We, as I said, it's not Smokey the Bear, Smokey Bear. It's Billy Kid, not Billy the Kid. That is a great thing to point out. Thank you for pointing that out. It's a common misconception. So we have quite a large crew here, unfolding and preparing the Smokey Bear balloon. And you can see a lot of the balloons are still airborne. But these are the last two to launch from the site for 2020.
Yesterday, it was really fun. Okay.
It just doesn't look right. It took too long.
Yeah.
But look at it even now, but
I
it'll
said
pick
to
up.
Megan, like,
So if you're just joining us, unfortunately we did have quite a delay this morning because of fog. Yesterday morning was perfect to launch. We pretty much stuck perfectly to the timeline of about 6:30, 7 o'clock for the first wave. Unfortunately today we launched at about 8:15. And that gives limited time in the air because of temperature.
Relatively short flight today. Are we ready?
There we go.
Oh yeah, somebody take a picture of us all. You got a picture of us or you video?
Video.
Can you take a picture of us all?
Absolutely.
Since we're all dressed up in our favorite colors.
So if you're just joining us, we have just one balloon left to launch, and that is the famous Smokey Bear balloon. You can see the field has pretty much cleared out here at the launch site at Bald Eagle Lake. And we have the America Balloon doing their version of a pond skim. So if you haven't ever ridden in a hot air balloon or seen one launch, it's incredibly intricate. There is a lot of logistics and math that goes into figuring out exactly when you can go, when you can launch, how long you can be in the air. And we're just lucky to, besides this morning's fog, have wonderful weather here the final weekend of August here in Steamboat. And hopefully you guys who are here in Steamboat get a chance to step outside and see them in real life. We're happy to provide the live stream, but obviously it's not the same thing as seeing them in person. We're really hoping that things will clear up and we can return to our normal version of the event next July. Although it's been a great weekend here in Steamboat so far. So we have the America Balloon that just touched down. You'll see it took a little hop. When you touch down, there's so much force that sometimes it jerks. Sometimes people are actually thrown out of it, so you gotta be careful. They had a good landing. Oh, and it seems like they're gonna go up again. And that's, of course, piloted by Tim Taylor. Not to be confused with Tim the Toolman Taylor, Tim Allen. I don't know why I said that. I think it's just a fun anecdote. Hopefully you guys can hear me. It's not the easiest doing this narration or moderation from a mask. So, but we are taking precautions here. We're doing as best we can with social distancing requirements and the mask mandate. And so you'll see over here, the Wild West balloon. That's actually a commercial balloon located here in Steamboat. If you're from Steamboat or have traveled here, you might see it during the summer months, just floating above the mountain, or people can actually pay and take rides. They aren't part of the balloon rodeo, but they are launching. They did launch with us this morning from their location. And we have far in the distance, we have Rubber Ducky, if you can see that. No, it's not a giant duck invading. It is a Rubber Ducky, the hot air balloon. So the balloons are getting quite some height today. And it looks like Smokey Bear, I'm not sure if they're having issues. They are taking a little long to inflate. It's such a large balloon and it requires a larger crew. And it's interesting that a lot of these crew aren't associated with the balloon, but they are just volunteers that happen to be here or come in specifically for the event to volunteer. So a lot of times people just come up and say, hey, can I lend a hand? And they gladly accept it. So we have one last balloon that's gonna launch today. They are starting the fan, so it looks like they're getting ready to inflate. Oh, there they go. We have the patriotic balloon lifting off again. They just took a little pause, switched out some passengers. Here comes Smokey. So right now they are attaching the top that you actually remove when you go to land, and it lets the air out. And again, this is the Smokey Bear balloon, the last to launch here today. So what you're looking at, if you just joined us, this is the top of the Smokey Bear balloon. You'll see people are fastening this removable top. And what they do when they land is they pull on a string or rope, not a string, and it releases the top and the air comes out. And that's how they land. It doesn't deflate. And the way they inflate this now from the ground is just a regular commercial fan that fills it. Here's one of his ears. While we're waiting, you can see the rest of the balloons still in the air. Still quite a few. They're quite far from the launch site, so not the greatest view. But if you manage to be out around town, you'll see a much better view than what we're seeing here from the launch site. And again, if you missed this morning, when all the balloons launched, we started with the very first balloon, and that's always the America balloon when they sing the national anthem and get ready. You can still watch all of these videos on our website. Just go to steamboatpilot.com/balloon rodeo. So they're getting pretty close to having it fully inflated. It's quite interesting to get a look inside this. Not a lot of people, unless you fly the balloons, get to see them lift off and prepare. again, this is the Smokey Bear balloon they are inflating right now. Just a standard commercial fan. Fills it. Then they'll tip over the basket upright and then take off. You can see behind me, just skies dotted with balloons today. You don't see this every day. You can see here, this is their chase team vehicle. And Smokey Bear is especially important what it stands for, preventing wildfires. Colorado could really use that, and much of the western US right now with the fires that are still burning. This is the Smokey Bear balloon. Very popular, iconic balloon. Oh, it's getting ready. So you can see it's mostly inflated. It's a very large balloon. All right, they're gonna cut the fan here. Slow it down while she's getting the burners ready. Oh. There it goes. There we go. its eyes, you can see. And now they're gonna, there you go, it's upright. And now what they're doing is they ran over, because if they let go, there's a good chance that she could just take off. So they have to put their weight on the basket, hold it to the ground. And this is the Smokey Bear balloon, almost all the way inflated. That noise you hear, it's kind of hard to see on video, but she keeps pulling the burners and filling it with the hot air. Very warm. So this will be the last balloon of the 2020 Hot Air Balloon Rodeo to take off here from Bald Eagle Lake. Okay, they're moving her a little. And you'll see all these ropes are still attached. Oh. Such a big balloon. So we're just here waiting for the Smokey Bear balloon to take off. It's probably one of the most iconic balloons that have been here today. And what it stands for is so important to prevent wildfires. Something we need to remember. Wildfire prevention is so crucial. You can see there's still balloons in the air. But this will be the final balloon to launch. If you happen to just be tuning in, we did have quite a delay, a couple hours this morning, because of fog here at the launch site at Bald Eagle Lake and Steamboat. But most, if not all, of the balloons have already launched, and we're just waiting now on Smokey Bear. Thank you all so much for watching our live stream. We wish you could be here right now seeing this in person. But of course, because COVID-19, we took precautions so we could have the balloon rodeo at all. Well, the other option was to cancel. But so many events in Steamboat, so many events across the country, across the world have been canceled. But we wanted to bring this to you guys just as a kind of way to lift your spirits, to provide some color into this gray period of our lives. And because it's made possible by Vector Bank sticking with us as a presenting sponsor. And here we go, we have liftoff. This is Smokey Bear. It's so large, it's not gonna fit in frame. Let me back up a bunch. And this is the final launch here at the 2020 Steamboat Pilot and Today Hot Air Balloon Rodeo. I'm Bryce Martin, Digital Engagement Editor with the Pilot and Today. We're gonna sign off here shortly. But again, we just want to thank everybody for tuning in, for watching around town, sticking with us. We are so happy we didn't have to cancel this year. It was looking like we would for a while, but our sponsors stuck with us. The weather held up for the most part, and we were able to still bring this to our community. And it looks like she's coming back down. And all right, and there they go. Well, that'll about do it for us here at the launch site of the 2020 Hot Air Balloon Rodeo, brought to you by the Steamboat Pilot and Today and our presenting sponsor, Vector Bank. I'm Bryce Martin, Digital Engagement Editor with the Steamboat Pilot and Today, and we're just so happy that you guys stuck with us and we were able to bring this to you guys this year. While the public wasn't allowed, we brought you the next best thing. And thank you so much all for watching. Stay safe and have a wonderful day.